Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Scrub Zero. You know, the world of the NFL doesn't stop these days. It's like just 24/7, like for the whole year. But New York Giants have made a few roster moves a few days ago, earlier this week. Now they must be cap compliant by 4 p.m. Eastern of the new league year, which is March 16th, less than 2 weeks from today. To get closer to that, they have released veteran tight end Kyle Rudolph and running back Devontae Booker. I thought Devontae Booker played well given his opportunities and how poor this offense was. Kyle Rudolph made a few plays, but he didn't really get a lot of opportunities himself. Some of that was the injury early on in the year. And a lot of that was the inability of the offense, whether it be because of the line, or the play the quarterback, or schematically. Some of that had certainly Kyle Rudolph to be a bigger factor. But it is what it is. Both guys have been released now. I don't know exactly how much this will save the Giants. Obviously, there's that report that Joe Shane wants to clear $40 million in cap space compared to where they were coming in, like when he took the job. Now the Giants are roughly $10 million. They're estimated to be $10 million over the cap, give or take, depending on where it lands. But we're talking about $10 million over. You're gonna need about, considering where the Giants are in the draft and how many draft picks they got, you're talking about somewhere in the neighborhood from 17 to 20 million. 20 million on the high side, but let's just call it 20 million to be safe. So you're talking about 20 million for your draft picks. You're 10 million roughly over the cap. And then you still need money not only to sign guys during this free agency period, but to get through all next season, because there are penalties if you're not cap compliant and all this other stuff. I don't know all the things that go into that, but like all the penalties, but they're and all the finer details, but you do have to comply with the cap throughout the year, because remember, it's a hard cap, it's not a soft cap, which is why you'll see restructures or guys getting moved up and down and all this other stuff. It's also going to be interesting because the Giants have some free agents to be in Ingram and Lorenzo Carter. Those are probably the biggest names that, of their younger guys at least, that you would expect the Giants to, depending on where the market is, but you would expect them to try to bring one or both of them back. Obviously, the fans are just through with Evan Ingram because he can't catch the dang on ball to save his life. I don't know how much of that is. I know obviously it's him, but like how much was just him? How much of that is like that the Giants not putting him in position? Like, so as far as how well or not well he played, Lorenzo Carter, he came on strong late in the year. Remember, he's coming off the tour in Achilles. The other thing to remember about this guy, that you should think about this guy, is scheme fit. A lot of football people think he's better as a 4-3 strong side linebacker. Not that he can't be an outside linebacker, 3-4, but that would be his best position. The Giants, they brought in a guy in Don Martindale as the defense coordinator. He doesn't really run a 4-3, he runs a 3-4. Obviously, it's a lot more sub packages these days, but that wouldn't be maximizing Carter's skill set. is he can rush the passer somewhat, but he's not one of those guys you're thinking you're like he's gonna dominate a game from that position, game in, game out. As a complimentary piece, sure, but as the number one guy. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go in that regard. There's also the talks of Saquon Barkley being on the trade block. I don't know how realistic that is. I think the Giants should trade him. One, because you actually save money on the cap. Two, you get something back for him. How much you get back for him, I don't know, but considering where the Giants are, I think you get whatever you can back for him. Clear out the cap space, gives you a lot more options after that. Because I personally don't think Daniel Jones is the guy. I think he is a guy. Now, considering where they were last season, and I kind of still been on this, I think you can do worse than Daniel Jones. But the Giants seem committed to going all in with him. Now, some of that has been their fault that they've set him back, but you just gotta come to it. You get to a point where you realize that you either got the guy or you don't have the guy. I don't know why the Giants don't realize they don't have the guy. Like, can he would I like for him to prove me wrong? Of course, because then the Giants ain't got to spend all this extra capital for a new guy. Of course, he ain't trying to break the bank either, because they still got a lot of holes to fix. But if he's not the guy, I would bring in another quarterback, someone who can compete with him for the starting job, because I don't think he's been pushed in that regard. And to this point, he hasn't proven he can get it done. So I would make a move in that regard to bring in some competition. Can't bring in one high profile quarterback because you still got pieces to fix and your cap situation isn't good. But these are things I've been over before. Combine going on this week. I haven't even paid attention to it because, quite honestly, the combine, like, there's something out of it, sure, but to me, the combine, a lot of it is a dog and pony show. Like, yeah, you're doing the testing, but like some of these things don't really translate to the field. Like the 40, like, okay, that's cool, but they're not playing. They're playing pads. Like some of the other drills, like, are more like they tell you a little more, but at the end of the day, what does that tape tell you? And can you actually make adjustments based on your personnel and get them in the best spot to succeed? That's me. I'm taking the wait and see approach with this team because they have proven to come up short with their last 3 head coaches. So I'm not putting all my eggs in the Brian Daboll basket because at this point, that would, in my opinion, at least that would be folly. And I'm not going to engage in that in unnecessary folly. I do my best to avoid unnecessary folly. That's unnecessary folly. But we'll see how it goes. Less than 2 weeks, so you're gonna start seeing agreements in principle and all this other stuff, as far as like trades and then the legal tampering period. You know how all that chaos goes. It's going to be interesting to see what the Giants do. But I appreciate everyone checking this out. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. I appreciate the new subscribers. Salute to Polo. It's Polo Sports Talking ENT. Make sure you subscribe to him. Carcino for life. You know, we did StreamYard last night. It was crazy. Man, poor radio, man. Like, that's how it goes, man. You come in. We tried telling them about LeBron, but you know, some people were just like, he tried to make his points, but what was there to make? What like, there's no substance to it because you're going off of stats, and Any Joker gets stats in the NBA. They're all in the NBA. But can you make an impact? Can you help your team be successful? And listen, I ain't getting done, but that's a discussion for a whole nother video. But shout out to Sino and everyone on that panel and the chat. You know, Seahawks Jose Rodriguez, go subscribe to him. Welcome to HDTV, subscribe to him. Other guys like Lobo, L0B0, Who Did It This Time? You know, Ticket TV, Kwame Brown, Bus Life, Self Talk. And there's a lot of guys doing good things. Bumper with the Hands team. Aquamore. And anyone who I didn't name, I apologize. I'm still tired. But I had to do something today. And anyone who's put in the work, salute to you. I'm gonna get off of here. And there's gonna be basketball games tonight. I'll be checking them out. So see how that goes. Until next time. Appreciate everyone. I'm Scrub Zero. Catch you on the flip side.